This is a video just about a peak week overview and some lessons from prep that I learned thus far. So I have my iPad here with my notes. They are color-coded. So I'm gonna try to make this as efficient as possible, but I will go over, I'm planning on doing a mid-load this week. So today is Sunday, and I plan on doing a mid-load, which means a depletion phase for the next 2 days, so Monday and Tuesday, then a load phase, and after that is the day before the show and the show day. So I'm gonna make a video for each part. So I'm gonna do a video today introducing it, a video for the depletion phase with food and workouts, same thing for the load phase, and then for Friday and show day, I'm going to be, of course, adding context there and giving some information and just like backstage, anything that I feel like would be helpful for other people to see. But I'm kind of just bringing you guys along with this final chapter because I feel like peak week is the week where people overthink it the most. And like I said, I'm coaching myself and I got all of my information for free through other coaches or online or self-research. So I'm just sharing the love. And the whole point, so I'm gonna just dive in, but the whole point of prep is it's basically a long manipulation of energy balance, and you're trying to maintain as much muscle as you can while losing as much fat as you can. And you're forcing your body out of homeostasis, which is the natural balance of the body. And you're adapting through increased efficiency. And basically what that means in layman's terms is tricking your body into holding onto muscle while losing fat. And of course, during this time, we're looking for body composition changes, muscle retention, and you do that through high protein intake, your diet, resistance training to maintain mechanical tension and strength and size. And you don't want to just get smaller, you want to stay big and get smaller, if that makes sense, and really keep the muscle that you've worked really hard for. The point is the muscle. So depending on your division. For me, a lot of lower body going on, which is good. It's my favorite. So eating and lifting heavy, as well as, of course, diet to strip the fat and cardio, and manipulating variables to figure out what works for you and your body. And then peak week, which is what we'll be talking about throughout this week, is the final shine. You're not necessarily pushing harder during this time. You're trying to mitigate fatigue, cortisol, making sure that you are paying attention to how your body is changing, how dry you're getting, if you're filling out, if you need to pull back your refeed. There's just a lot. It's just fine tuning and pretty much the final shine job on the physique so that you can see how your stage lean will look. How you look for stage isn't even how you look like a few days before. This week, I'll look different than I will for the stage, and same thing after the competition, I'll look different. So it's just a fine tuning. And then for my prep, I just have some questions that friends and family have asked me and that I wanted to answer and go through. And then to just let you guys know how prep has been thus far and some of the lessons that I took away from it. But really aiming to look jacked going into Saturday and feeling really good about it. So next is how long have I been prepping and where did I start versus where am I now? So I started going into a deficit, 2025, November of 2024, and I just was riding it out. I didn't officially decide I was doing a show till June, and so I didn't take pictures at first because I was really embarrassed. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know anything about posing. I didn't even know how to move from pose to pose. I just barely knew what the poses were, and when I say barely, girl, I mean barely. And so let me see if I can find my starting. I'll also pop these in here. And they're really, honestly, I'm super embarrassed because, like I said, I didn't know what I was doing at all. And I'm not embarrassed, but I am. Like, I was just goofy looking. And so my starting physique and posing, this is before I did a posing clinic as well, which helped a lot. But this is what it was looking like, girl. We were not doing a lot. And so that's where I started. That was July. So that was actually after I had started. I didn't start feeling confident to take videos of myself until after the posing seminar. So I did the posing seminar around 6 weeks out, which was really helpful. She was really kind. Here's a little clip of the video that she let me take, and I asked if I could just record what she was telling me, and we were going through. She was helping me. She was very nice, very helpful. But again, physique looks way different now. So now I started prep around probably 150, 155, and right now I'm 136 when I weigh in before I eat. At the end of the day, I'm like 139. But I am, let's see, looking like, this is my side pose. So you can't really see very good, but I'm gonna put the video in too. But I've been working on posing a lot more, working at being better at the posing, and here's my back pose. And you of course can't see, this is just my phone, but I'll pop in some pictures and videos too. I've come a long way and I'm really proud of myself, and I never thought I could do this and look this way. I've never imagined myself looking this way, so it's actually crazy to see myself this lean and small. I've been small before, but I was running myself into the ground small, not intentional. It was intentional, but in a different way, you know what I'm saying? There was no intention behind it besides being smaller, which isn't always the solution. But the hardest parts of prep. So honestly, food and cardio aren't that hard for me, because one, I used to intentionally starve myself in the past, so being hungry, I'm no stranger to that. There are days where it is uncomfortable and I'll bitch about it, but it's fine. I can have some tea and push past it, or just make my meals smarter, having more volume, having more spinach, or making it into a salad to make it feel like more food. That's really easy for me because it's more psychological for me than anything. Cardio, I used to play soccer my whole life, and so I'm really used to conditioning being part of the suck, and I don't mind hopping on the stairs for an hour. I just like make playlists, listen to music, listen to podcasts. It's really easy for me to do those two things, and workouts. I love working out, so getting myself to work out is never a problem, and I love lifting heavy, so that's never an issue for me. Honestly, the number one was posing for me, because I did not grow up a girly girl. I've just started to come into my femininity more in my late 20s than ever in my life before. Maybe it had to do with being an athlete. I think my dad raised me and my sisters to be the best 3 young men ever. We're all very masculine, and so being intentionally sexy on a stage in front of people I don't know is really tough for me to push through, and I've always had stage fright since I was young. I was really touchy about doing speeches or getting up in front of the class, even if it wasn't my own material. But that's one of the main reasons why I chose to do bodybuilding, because it is one of my fears. And I talk to my clients all day about facing their fears and going to the gym. And so this is a final frontier of fitness for me, is doing a bodybuilding show. And I'm really proud of myself for not giving up because the posing is so uncomfortable for me, and really letting it flourish me and make me more confident, because I saw myself teach myself, and besides the posing clinic, which was helpful obviously, but after that I've not had any help. And so really showing myself that I can get better at it and do it if I really just set my mind to it. And that was really healing, and that kind of ties into mindset being another category. And mindset's always hard, honestly. And that's just because it's discipline, and discipline is hard, but also I like discipline. I like having direction. I like knowing what I'm supposed to be doing every day, how much I'm supposed to be eating, being told what to do. I'm very coachable, even though I was coaching myself, so it's easy for me to stick to a plan if I have a plan, which I feel like is probably the case for a lot of people. But posing, honestly, is the hardest part for me, because being sexy in front of people, I don't like being perceived. And so I wake up, for example, at 2 a.m. and go to the gym at 3 a.m. because I don't like being perceived. And so that's the toughest part for me, is being open to being perceived, because I'd rather just be a fly on the wall. Whenever people ask me what my superpower would be if I could have one, I always say invisibility, because I just like feeling like I'm in my own world. And that's why I live in places that are totally random. And so what I'm hoping to refine or show during peak week, I'm hoping to refine my posing, but also my arms will slim down a lot, so I'm really hoping to nail that. And my glute hamstring tie-in, and just like my core, will tighten as well. So I'm really hoping, I'm really gonna be on top of posing 3 times a day, which is also core, because you're vacuuming the whole time. Doing vacuums at night again, and I fell off of that a little bit. Everything else is staying really steady. So steps are staying steady. Cardio is gonna stay steady until I start to taper that off Friday, or maybe even before that. We'll see how I look. And then my mindset, I just really want to make sure that I stay in a good headspace I really don't operate well, and this is one of the questions too, where my emotional state is, which is the next question, so I'll just go into that. I feel really nervous because I'm an over planner. I already have all my stuff for the show set aside. I already trialed my makeup. I already know what I'm gonna do with my hair. I already have put my extensions in. I have my stuff right here to do my nails. And I already know how everything's gonna come together that I can control, which is obviously very helpful, but not knowing certain things is what's really hard for me. Not knowing what it looks like, what to expect, what the flow is like. I don't know what it's like for the actual show. I don't know how they go. I don't know how the people are gonna be. And so just like the ambiguity of it all is what makes me so nervous. As my physique starts to come together more and more, I'm trusting the process, but I really just want to come into this week feeling confident about the things that I can control, which is going to be my posing, my workouts, my food, my stress levels, just anything that I can control, I'm going to control, and just really allow myself to try to enjoy the moment as much as possible, because this is something so new and foreign to me that I don't even know what to expect. And I could see myself getting so worried about not knowing what to expect to not even be present in what's going on. And so I'm really trying to narrow that in a little bit and not be so nervous. And I am really excited too, but I'm also a sore loser, so I'm just nervous. I want to do well. I don't even care. I won't say that I don't care if I will win. I want to do well, obviously. I think that should be everybody's goal, is to do well. I don't show up and do something like this just to show up mediocre. I want to be pushing myself the hardest until after the show. And even after that, the off season. I want to win nationals next year, for example. And I just want to be confident in my posing and feel good on stage. And if I really nail the things that I know I can do, I think I can forgive anything else that happens, or just forgive myself for anything else that happens, because I'm just hard on myself. And I just want to walk onto stage feeling confident about how I move on stage, how I can walk in the heel, knowing that I look ready, or as ready as I can get myself. I think I will have a great physique to come in with. I just am proud of myself for sticking to it, honestly, because I don't know, I just feel like there's not many things that I have really committed to, and this is something that I really put my whole foot in. So I'm very excited to see how it all comes together. And as far as things that the show, they sent me an athlete package, which I will show you guys. And it is pretty much just like a PDF document that they sent us so that we can know what's going on. So I've had my hotel booked forever, since July. And so this is what it looks like. May not, but it's just you can scroll through and it tells you all the information. So everything is at the host hotel. I have mandatory check-ins from 4 to 6, and I don't have to be there the entire time, and that is on Friday. And then on Friday, I also have my polygraph at 4:24 p.m. and my first coat tan at 6:30. And then on Saturday morning, there's a range of times for the final coat tan, and for women it's from 6:30 to 8 a.m. and we confirm times, I think, at our first appointment. And then I'm doing my own makeup, which I already trialed, which I will put right here. It's so my suit is emerald green, but the beads are a cool toned purpley blue. So my makeup is a cool toned purpley highlight and a berry lip and just a pretty neutral eye with these lashes, or the DIY clusters. And then I got this stage makeup setting spray that makes me feel like my face is glued on, honey. So I'm really excited to use that. Oh, I'm doing my own nails too. I just got some press-ons that I really liked, and I'm gonna make them thick. And so they just look like this. It's like that purpley berry burgundy color in the center, like an aura, but I like the black because I didn't want the tan to mess them up, and I also wanted them to tie in with everything else, and the lip is very dark, so I really am gonna like how that all comes together. And then what else is in my athlete package? It gives me the venue and arrival times. Women show up no later than 11:30, And we can show up earlier if we want to watch the men's show, but I honestly just want to be in my zone. And then I got these, for example, are the photo packages. You can't see it very well, but you can schedule them ahead of time. And so I scheduled just like the photo essentials, which I will tell you what it is. You get the center stage picture, your individual routine picture, and in all the classes and divisions. And that's all that I got because I didn't really care for the other things that they were offering. And then I'm gonna get a videography as well. So that'll be really nice. And I shall see what exactly I'm gonna do with the video. I haven't decided yet, but I'm gonna get that as well. And then what else is in the athlete package? Yeah. And then I already have everything figured out as far as I just want to get some chill food in my hotel and just chill after the show. I'm not like a partier or goer outer. I don't drink. So I just want to maybe get some sushi and just enjoy. And so I will be talking about those other depletion phases today. Sunday, I'm going to release this video today, and then on Tuesday I'll release the depletion phase, and then Thursday will be the load phase, and then probably, honestly, Sunday or Monday for the final show. I might release it before that if I get it edited, but I don't know if I will, so I won't make any promises, but I will promise to release them. Really focusing on explaining the concepts behind the depletion and load when those videos come out, so I don't just reiterate a lot of information. But so looking forward to it. It's the last home stretch, so we'll see how it goes.